You hear that, don't you? That voice in your head. The one that's been screaming at you every time you take a breath. Telling you it's over before you even begin. Whispering that this fight isn't worth it. It laughs when you step forward. Reminds you of every doubt you've buried. It knows every fear, every weakness, every scar you've tried to hide. And you believe it, don't you? Don't deny it. You've listened to it for so long, it's practically you now. That voice, it's comfortable, familiar, the one thing that's never left. But let me tell you something. It's a liar, a parasite feeding off your failures. And you've been letting it win. Sitting there, drowning in excuses, convincing yourself there's time, there's a reason, there's a chance things will fix themselves. But they won't. Nothing fixes itself. Nothing gets better on its own. Life doesn't hand out miracles. You think someone's coming to save you? No one's looking your way. No one even notices. And why should they? You made yourself invisible, a shadow clinging to the edges, too afraid to stand in the light. You tell yourself it's safer there, easier. It's not. It's a prison you built, brick by brick. And now you're too scared to tear it down. So you stay. Stay silent. Stay small. Stay nothing. You know what that makes you? Weak. Because you let the weight break you instead of carrying it. Weak because you'd rather stay shattered than put yourself back together. Weak because you sit in the dark rather than reach for the light. And don't tell me you've tried. Trying isn't enough. Trying is what people say when they've already given up. Effort doesn't count if there's no result. No one cares how much you've struggled. They only care what you've done. And right now, you've done nothing but waste time. Oh, you've had it hard? You've been hurt? Betrayed? Guess what? So has everyone else. The world doesn't stop for your pain. It doesn't pause for your tears. It keeps moving, grinding you down until there's nothing left. And you're letting it, sitting in this pit, waiting for someone to pull you out. But no one's coming. No one cares if you sink or swim. They'll step over your corpse and keep walking. The only hand that's going to pull you out of this is your own. But you don't believe that, do you? You'd rather wallow. Stay broken. Because fixing yourself takes work. Takes pain. And you're afraid of pain, aren't you? You're not going to make it if you keep living like this. If you keep feeding that voice, letting it grow stronger while you grow smaller. Every hesitation, it wins. Every time you quit, it grows. And one day, it will take over completely. Then what? You'll look back and realize you lost the fight before it even began. But here's the thing. You can stop it. Right now. This second. You can shut that voice up. You can stand up, drag yourself out of this pit, and start climbing. It'll hurt. It'll break you. But what's the alternative? Stay here, rotting in your own misery, waiting for a miracle that's never going to come. Get up. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to hand you a better life. You have to take it. Rip it from the jaws of every excuse, every doubt, every fear that's been holding you back. Fight for it like it's the last thing you'll ever do. Because it is. You think this is hard? Life's only going to get harder. And if you can't handle this, you're already done. You'll keep falling, keep breaking, keep losing, until there's nothing left. Is that what you want? To be nothing? You want to rise, to be better, to be someone. But wanting it isn't enough. You have to bleed for it, sweat for it, break for it. Because nothing worth having comes without a price. And you've been too afraid to pay it. Well, fear's not an excuse anymore. Pain's not an excuse. Failure is not an excuse. There are no excuses left, just choices. You either get up and fight, or you stay down and rot. Simple as that. You think you've hit rock bottom? Good. That means there's nowhere to go but up. But you have to climb, hand over hand, inch by inch, until your muscles give out and your breath burns. Then you keep going. Because the truth is, you're never going to make it if you don't try. You're never going to make it if you keep giving up. You're never going to make it if you let that voice win. But if you fight, if you push, if you refuse to quit, no matter how much it hurts, then maybe, just maybe, you'll prove that voice wrong.